Well, there's no easy way to say this. If you're watching the game, you probably know what's happened. But if you haven't heard what's happened, Matt Corral, a projected top 15 draft pick, a lot of people got him as the #1 quarterback heading into the NFL draft, got hurt in the bowl game. As to when I'm speaking, it's still currently going on, and nobody knows how severe the injury is quite yet, but I'm going to say this, it didn't look that good. It wasn't one of those stingers where he rolled his ankle, he shook it off and came back in. They had to get the cart to take him to the locker room. Anytime a cart is involved in the football field, it's a serious injury, at least in my category, and that's how it looks. Before we go any farther, I do want to say I hope you guys are praying for him. He's in my thoughts and prayers. I hate to see injuries in any sport. It's one of the worst things out there. As a former athlete who suffered severe injuries myself, I understand completely what he's going through times 10, and you hate to see it. You really do. If you watch my previous video, it actually goes hand in hand with what we're about to talk about. I said if we can get 400 likes in 2 hours, we'll double upload tonight. And you guys crushed it like always. I really appreciate all of you. We got over 700 likes in 1 hour. I don't know if we've ever failed to hit a like goal. You guys always crush it, and I wanted to give you a major shout out. The funny or ironic part about this double upload, I didn't plan on it being this video. I had a completely different topic in mind. I guess we'll push that back to tomorrow. Earlier today in the video I posted only a couple hours ago, feel free to check that out after this one if you want to. I talked about how Herbstreit said one of the stupidest things of all time. And I like Herbstreit. He's one of my favorite analysts. But I couldn't believe what he said. But if you don't want to check on that video and you don't know what Herbstreit said, earlier today in their college game day show, him, Desmond Howard, Reese Davis, they were talking, and he talked about how college football players don't love college football anymore because of all the opt-outs before bowl games. Desmond Howard gave his 2 cents on it, and it was also complete bogus, and I gotta be honest with all of you, it left me flabbergasted. I couldn't believe those two guys, and they're so smart, and they're great businessmen. They said that. I said it in the video a few hours ago. I'm going to say it again. Players opting out of bowl games doesn't mean they don't love football. Of course they love football. They've been playing it for 15 to 20 years. All it means is it's strictly a business decision. What did I say in the video earlier today? Look at Pittsburgh. Kenny Pickett. He decided not to play in their bowl game, and he loves Pittsburgh and his teammates, but he didn't play in it so he doesn't hurt his draft stock by getting hurt in a meaningless game nobody's going to talk about in 10 years from now. And guess what? What happened in that game? The quarterback replacing him got hurt. If that would have been Kenny Pickett, he would have lost 10 to 15 to $20 million. Kenny Pickett isn't projected to go as high as Matt Corral. So he would have dropped from maybe a first rounder or top second rounder to a fourth or fifth rounder. That's enough about old Herbstreit and his take. Let's talk about Matt Corral. Some of you probably aren't going to like this, and that's the great thing about college football. We don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree. I believe Matt Corral made a huge mistake. As a matter of fact, it's a $1 million mistake. Him getting hurt just cost him probably $4 to $5 million, give or take, and it for sure cost him at least 1 or 2, and that's at least. I do have him as my #1 quarterback, and a lot of other NFL analysts have them as their #1 quarterback. And I don't see him falling to the 3rd round, but I don't think he's going in the top 10 or 15 if this injury is that serious. It would be really hard for me to imagine he falls out of the 1st round, but let's just say I saw a lot of mock drafts have him going at around 14, 15, or 16, well now more likely he's going to drop to 28, 29, or 30. Doesn't seem like that big of a deal, right? He's only fallen 14 to 15 spots. No, it's a huge deal. If you're drafted in the top 15, you're talking about $15 to $20 million. If you're selected 29 or 30th, you're talking about $9 to $10 million. There is a big difference from signing a $20 million contract to a 10-year $1 million contract. If Corral would have sat on this bowl game and got the $20 million contract he was supposed to get, and he flaked out in the NFL, he probably would have had enough money if he's smart to retire and never work again. For example, let's just say if he does fall in the draft because of this injury, he only gets that 10, 11, or 12 million. if he flakes out, that's really not enough to retire. And I know some of you are going to say, yes, it could be, but I mean, you're really going to be crunching the numbers. And here's my biggest thing. I'm an SEC fan. I love watching Matt Corral play, and I got a ton of respect for him because he's a team guy and he wanted to be out there for his team. I respect that, and I understand why he was playing in the bowl game. But at the same time, I don't. From a business perspective, in the NFL, all these players, it's a business. Do you think all these famous athletes would be playing in the NBA or NFL if they weren't paying them? No, I don't think so. It's a business at the end of the day. Do you think Herbstreit, Reese Davis, your favorite TV broadcaster, would be broadcasting these games for free, and if they weren't paying them? Nope, it wouldn't be happening. I'm not talking about friendships or relationships. Strictly business, it's a completely idiotic decision to even attempt to play in a bowl game that doesn't matter. But Matt, it's the New Year's Six Bowl, it's the Sugar Bowl, it's one of the most legendary ones of all time. I got a serious question for you guys, and I'm going to tell you how I feel about it and how I would truthfully answer it. Is winning and playing in a Sugar Bowl worth your NFL career and worth your health? For me, no, it's not. You can throw first round draft pick out of the window. If I was projected to go in the top 2 to 3 rounds, would I play in a bowl game outside the college football playoff? Nope, and I wouldn't even think twice about it. I don't care if I've been playing football with the guys for 20 to 25 years on my team. Of course, I love them. They're my brothers, and it's nothing personal. But I gotta look out for me and my family. And here's my thing. It's real easy for you sitting on the couch. Yes, I'm talking to you, Bob. You eating Cheetos. It's easy for you to say, oh, heck, I'd be out there with my team playing. It's all about pride. These younger cats, man, they don't know about that old school pride. That's easy for you to say because you don't have to deal with that decision. All I'm saying is try to put yourself in those shoes. If I was in those shoes, I'm not playing in that bowl game. No chance. There's no point to doing it. Seriously, tell me why. Tell me why in the comment section if you think it's worth doing it. Why you should play in the Sugar Bowl. Alright, I'll actually go a step farther. I know we got a lot of high school players and athletes, or former high school players and athletes that watch this channel. Real serious question. This puts it in an even better perspective. It could be any sport. Let's just say your team made it to the playoffs, more specifically football, and even basketball players. If you play basketball, I want you to answer this question in your head or in the comment section. Let's say, for example, you finish out your high school season, your football team, you go 7-3, and they say, oh yeah, you're going to have one game left. It's not for the championship or anything, but it's going to be like an all-star game. But on the contrary, somebody walks up to you and says, hey Matt, I'll give you $10 million right now in cash if you opt out of this game and don't play in it. What would you do? Would you say, no, I'm good, that's my brother's, I'm not going to take the money, I'm going to play in the game? Or are you taking the money? That's literally what's happening right now with these players. Once again, let me reiterate, I love watching Matt Corral, and I respect his decision. I don't understand it, I don't agree with it, but I respect it. It's just so hard for me to wrap my mind around why do it. It's $1 million mistake. If you get hurt in the NFL, at least you got the money to back it up. Who's to say, what if this was a career-ending injury? He would have never got money. It's so risky, and guess what? You don't get a reward from it. And if you think I'm wrong, okay, who won the Sugar Bowl 4 years ago? I don't even think 5% of you know that answer off the top of your head. There's no point of even participating in these random bowl games if you're going to be a second, third round, or first round pick. Last but not least, before I end off this video, Reddit college football page, shout out to them, go follow them. They tweeted this out throughout the game, and I also noticed this. Joe Tessitore, who's announcing it, is talking about, oh, well, at least Matt Corral, he's doing it the right way. And what he's doing by saying that live on television is almost disrespecting the other players that are opting out. Tessitore, in other words, is saying, oh, he might have got hurt, but he's got pride and he's going out with honor. It just blows my mind. If you disagree, I don't really care. I just don't understand. You got these grown men out here, and they're really jealous of these younger guys getting paid more than them for doing what they love to do. That's all I got to say about it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Also, I hope you guys enjoyed the double upload. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and as always, let's be great. I'm out, y'all. Peace.